Things are getting tense at Ibrox, and not just on the pitch. The pressure surrounding Russell Martin is now impossible to ignore, and the uncertainty over his future as Rangers manager continues to grow with each passing day. Behind closed doors, the conversations are getting louder. Key figures inside the club are being forced to face some difficult truths, and now Chairman Andrew Kavanagh is finding himself at the heart of a storm that could end up defining his leadership. The feeling is that we're approaching a breaking point, and what happens in the next few matches could shape not only Martin's future, but the club's direction moving forward. Let's be honest here, this isn't just a poor run of form. This is the worst league start Rangers have had in nearly half a century. That kind of stat doesn't happen by accident. The issues are deep, they're systemic, and the fans know it. Yes, the team managed to scrape past Livingston with a narrow 2-1 win, but nobody's being fooled. That victory hasn't lifted the mood. It hasn't changed the tone inside the stadium. It hasn't restored belief. If anything, it's only papered over cracks that are growing wider with every passing game. And while Russell Martin is the man taking the brunt of the criticism, the focus is starting to widen. More and more supporters are turning their attention to the people above him. The decision-makers who put him in charge, the ones who built this squad, the ones who promised progress but have delivered confusion. When Rangers dropped that 1-0 result to GK in the Europa League, the performance was bad, but what really shocked people was the empty seats. Over 12,000 of them. On a European night. That says everything you need to know about where things stand right now. The atmosphere wasn't just flat, it was defeated. The growing unrest isn't limited to social media or pub conversations anymore. Protests have started creeping into the stands. Home matches against Hibernian and GK were marked by visible anger from the terraces. And as much as Kavanagh has tried to back his manager publicly, it's becoming increasingly clear that loyalty might not be enough to survive what's coming. This is now about credibility, both for Martin and for Kavanagh. The longer the situation drags on, the more difficult it becomes to defend the current setup. Former Rangers midfielder Derek Ferguson didn't hold back when he spoke recently. He said it plainly. The board needs to step up and take action. He's been watching this club for decades, and even he admits he's never seen the fans so disconnected, so despondent. According to him, if nothing changes soon, we might be looking at a home match played in front of half a stadium. That's unthinkable at a club like Rangers, but right now, it doesn't feel far-fetched at all. And let's not pretend this all started with a bad result or two. These problems have been brewing for a while, and the warning signs were there. The so-called root and branch review that was supposed to overhaul the football operations? Nothing has come of it. No concrete changes. No clear strategy. Just more uncertainty. Chris Boyd, another former player, has gone even further. He's not just calling out Martin. He's demanding answers from the very top. From sporting director Kevin Thelwell, from head of recruitment Dan Purdy, and from the entire leadership structure that was meant to guide Rangers into a new era. Boyd didn't hold back. He pointed directly at the summer recruitment as a glaring example of failure. The big money signing of Youssef Chermatai, for example, an £8 to £10 million gamble on a striker who looks miles off the level needed. That kind of move doesn't just happen. It gets approved. It gets funded. And when it doesn't work, the questions go all the way up the chain. What exactly is the football department doing? Where's the plan? Where's the identity? Because from the outside, all fans are seeing is a club drifting without direction. It's not just Boyd and Ferguson either. The fan base is united in its frustration, and that's rare. Normally, you get a split. Some back the manager, others blame the board. But right now, it feels like almost everyone is in agreement that the problems go beyond the touchline. The managerial appointment itself has come under scrutiny. Russell Martin was out of work. He didn't have the track record. And yet, he was chosen over candidates with far more experience and pedigree. That's not just a misstep. It's a reflection of a confused recruitment process and a lack of clarity about what Rangers actually want to be. And now, we find ourselves in this pressure cooker. 2 away games before the international break. One against Sturm in the Europa League, the other against Falkirk in the Premiership. Those are must-win matches, not just for Martin, but for Kavanagh and everyone else sitting at the decision-making table. If the results don't go Rangers' way, the chairman may be left with no choice but to act. There's only so long you can stand firm when the walls are crumbling around you. At this point, Martin's only lifeline is a run of wins. Not just scrappy wins like the one over Livingston, convincing ones, performances that restore belief and get the fans back on side. But even then, the margin for error is razor thin. Another slip, up, another poor showing, and the backlash could be too big to contain. Supporters have lost patience. They want answers. They want accountability. And they're not going to settle for another vague statement or a token gesture. To make matters even more complex, there's the situation with Mikey Moore, the talented youngster on loan from Spurs. Wales are actively trying to convince him to switch allegiances from England, where he's already played up to under-19 level. Craig Bellamy has confirmed there have been conversations, but he wasn't happy it came out publicly. It's a reminder that, even as the first team flounders, there's still talent within the club that other nations are eyeing. Moore has made 6 appearances so far and is seen as one for the future. But if Rangers don't stabilize soon, it'll be harder to keep young prospects like him invested in the project. That's what this all boils down to: stability, direction, leadership. Right now, none of that is evident at Ibrox. The chairman is new, the manager is under fire, the recruitment is being questioned, and the supporters are tired of empty promises. This isn't just a bump in the road. It's a full-blown crisis of confidence. And unless something changes fast, the damage could stretch far beyond one bad season. What really stings for the Rangers' support isn't just the defeats, it's the feeling that nothing is changing. Week after week, they're being served up the same stale, toothless performances. The Livingston game was a prime example. It took a last-minute goal to scrape past a side that's sitting near the bottom of the table, and truth be told, that match should have been over by half-time. Instead, Rangers were slow, predictable, and lacking any kind of killer instinct. It's not just that they're not winning comfortably. It's that they don't look like they know how to dominate games anymore. For a club of this size, that's unacceptable. Russell Martin has spoken a lot about needing time, about building a style of play, about implementing a philosophy. But the fans are no longer hearing him. That connection, that trust, it's gone. You look around Ibrox now and see a crowd that feels numb. The passion is there, buried beneath the frustration, but people are fed up. They're not seeing progress, they're not seeing intensity, and more importantly, they're not seeing results. And when that happens at Rangers, there's only so long the manager survives. But here's the twist in all this. It's not just about Martin anymore. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that the problems are structural. It's the same mistakes repeating themselves. Summer after summer, a new recruitment strategy is announced. Promises are made about smarter signings, data-driven decisions, a long-term vision. And every time, fans are left asking the same question. Where is it? Where's the evidence that things are being done better? This summer was meant to be different. Kevin Thelwell came in from Everton, bringing Dan Purdy with him. There was talk of a new direction, a fresh outlook. But what have we seen since then? One transfer window, millions spent, and a squad that still looks imbalanced and underpowered. The signing of Youssef Chermatai stands out like a sore thumb. A huge fee for a player who's barely made an impact. It's not fair to lay it all on him. He's young, he's adjusting, but that's the point. Why was a club in need of immediate quality gambling so much money on potential? And it's not just about one signing. There are holes all over this team. The midfield lacks energy, the defense looks shaky, and the attack is blunt. Too many players are either underperforming or simply not at the level required. That's not bad luck, that's bad planning. And that's why fans are demanding more from the people pulling the strings. They want to know what Kevin Thelwell is doing, what Dan Purdy is working on. Because from the outside, it looks like another failed rebuild in a long line of them. Then there's the leadership in the boardroom. The Root and Branch review was sold as a turning point, a chance for the club to really look in the mirror and come back stronger. But months later, it feels like nothing has changed. Patrick Stewart and the others in charge have gone quiet. No updates, no transparency, no accountability. It's as if the review was more about calming supporters than actually fixing anything. And the silence is deafening. Chris Boyd hit the nail on the head when he called out this whole structure. He wasn't just criticizing Martin. He was shining a light on the bigger picture. The process that led to Martin's appointment was muddled from the start. The club had time to prepare. They knew a managerial change was coming. But instead of acting with purpose, they hesitated. They floated names around, made it look like a wide-ranging search, then landed on someone who'd been out of work and didn't have a proven track record at this level. It sends a message, not of ambition, but of uncertainty. That uncertainty is seeping into every part of the club. The performances on the pitch mirror the indecision off it. The fans can sense it. They're not just reacting to bad results. They're reacting to a club that doesn't seem to know where it's going. And that's far more dangerous than any poor run of form. Because when supporters lose faith in the direction of the club, getting them back is 10 times harder. Martin now finds himself in a position where nothing short of a winning streak will do. It's not just about surviving. It's about convincing people there's something worth saving. The problem is, the upcoming fixtures don't make that task any easier. A tricky trip to face Sturm in Europe, followed by a must-win against Falkirk in the league. 2 defeats there, and the noise around his future will become deafening. And Kavanagh? He's got his own problems. As chairman, he's supposed to be the figurehead, the one who leads through difficult moments. But right now, he's under just as much scrutiny as Martin. His public backing of the manager has only added fuel to the fire. Supporters are asking, what is he seeing that we're not? Why is he so reluctant to make a change when everything on the pitch is falling apart? If things go badly over the next 2 matches, he might not have the luxury of standing still any longer. This moment is about more than just a few bad games. It's about identity. It's about pride. It's about a football club that used to set the standard now looking lost in its own backyard. Rangers fans don't expect perfection, but they do expect fight. They expect ambition. And right now, they're seeing neither. Until that changes, the frustration will only grow. The late winner against Livingston gave the team 3 points, but it didn't bring peace. It didn't answer the bigger questions. The clock is ticking, and everyone inside Ibrox knows it. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Glasgow is buzzing with whispers that have taken the footballing world by surprise. Reports swirling around Ibrox suggest that Ben Foster, the former England international and YouTube sensation, has sensationally put pen to paper with Rangers. While no official confirmation has come from the club, the chatter on both sides of the border has turned this into the hottest rumor of the week. The 41-year-old shot-stopper, long admired for his Premier League heroics with Manchester United, West Bromwich Albion, and most recently his brief cameo with Wrexham, was thought to be comfortably retired, enjoying the digital spotlight through his popular podcast and match-day vlogs. Yet insiders claim that Foster has been spotted in Glasgow, fueling speculation of a dramatic comeback between the sticks in Scottish football's most iconic arena. For Rangers, the timing could hardly be more curious. With the season entering a decisive stretch, whispers of uncertainty around squad depth and goalkeeping reliability have already stirred debate among supporters. Could the arrival of a veteran like Foster be the bold, left-field solution to steady the ship? Some fans see it as a masterstroke, bringing invaluable experience and media spotlight to the club. Others dismiss it as nothing more than smoke and mirrors, questioning the logic of recruiting a player who had seemingly hung up his gloves for good. Adding to the intrigue, Foster himself has been unusually coy in recent online appearances. A cryptic smile, a vague reference to new challenges, and a telling reluctance to deny the links outright have only fanned the flames further. His presence alone would send shockwaves through the Scottish Premiership, adding yet another layer of drama to an already fierce campaign. Whether it proves true or simply another footballing fable, the mere possibility has set tongues wagging from Govan pubs to English press rooms. If Foster does indeed walk out in blue at Ibrox, Scottish football could be about to witness one of its most unexpected comebacks. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.